Hey, welcome to another great video. Today we're going to hear from Gary Peterson and Mike Martin talk about what a modern leader looks like in our day and age.
I love the point of view that Gary gives here. As a new leader here at O.C.Tanner, it's been so fun to watch how those systems that he talks about and how that true new leadership that happens here at O.C.Tanner really comes to life in our daily work every single time.
Stick around, there's going to be some really great insights talked about today.
I'm super excited to be here. I've known you for a long time. Big fan of what you guys do here at O.C.Tanner, what you've done as a leader, just as I've been able to see your career and what you guys do with coaching, taking care of your people, all the work you've done over the years with strategy and really aligning and connecting people and developing leaders, maybe the behaviors you look for in up and coming leaders, and see where the questions take us.
And I'm delighted to do it for two reasons. One is you have been such a great force for good with us that I always will fill in your debt. So happy to do it for that reason. And two, I read your book, I'm like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. I want to push it. I really do.
I don't accept compliments very well. It's a problem I have.
I'll tone them back.
Not really, but I'll be quiet. Okay. I was hoping maybe we could start with just gaps in general in leadership. Okay. And, when I refer to gaps, I meet a lot of organizations right now that are struggling, quite frankly, to really help their leaders understand the behaviors that they're trying to elicit on a daily basis, maybe the role of what a leader is, and even just, putting leaders in a position to help their team succeed. So here at O.C.Tanner, when you're thinking of maybe that, not only current leaders you have, but maybe those up and coming leaders, what are some of the skills and capabilities that you're trying to, train for, to hire for, and maybe foster in leaders?
Yeah, so when we first began our lean journey 30 plus years ago, our leaders were, I don't know how to describe them other than kind of egocentric. It's all about me because I grew up doing this job. I'm the best person at this job. I will tell you how to do your job. That was kind of the mindset that we had here. And so all the people's mindset was similarly, I do what I'm told. The safest thing is to do what you're told. Keep your head down, follow instructions. I remember when I was first meeting with them, asking them about quality and efficiency, they felt like, that's not me, that's the manager. If you have a problem, let's talk to the manager. And I couldn't believe they didn't feel an ownership of that. I think being able to turn that upside down to where we're saying to the manager, listen, let's turn to these people who are closest to the job and let them do the job. And you become a coach and a teacher and a mentor and a developer of skills and capabilities. And teaching them how to do that was critical. I think changing the job and then giving them the instruction they needed so they could do that new job allowed the people to flourish. Today, when we hire somebody new, we are looking for somebody who is naturally a teacher, naturally who cares about people, who can communicate that I can connect with you and you can tell that I care about you and I'm trying to help you. That is a very powerful trait for a leader in this modern era.
And when you think about, really the system that you use, where you're putting leaders in a position to engage their team, do continuous improvement, create value for the customer every day, what are maybe some of the more difficult skills or qualities to either develop in people or to find in leaders?
I think for somebody to be naturally warm and human is, for us, the number one factor. Because they will then be able to connect with people. They'll know how to help people connect with each other. They'll know how to pull a person in and show them, and do it because I care about you, not because do this or else. Right. It's more like, here we are, let's make a go of this. And I want the type of leader who, when they say that, the team member's like, I want to be part of whatever this is. I want to do this. How do I succeed? Just point me in the right direction. When we hire a manager, we do, even if we think they're eminently qualified, we do not put them in the team for like 3 months. We want 3 months to teach you the skill set, how to do things the O.C.Tanner way. What we don't need you doing is getting in there and start to use your old skills, which maybe not be relevant here. You may recall when we did coaching camp, we were talking to team leaders at the time, which is like a supervisor level here. And one of our best team leaders, I won't mention her name, but she's very good. But at the time when we finished the coaching training, it was actually the first week of the coaching training. She was like, man, I wish I'd had this before I started. I don't remember her saying this. I have to go back and apologize to my team.
Yes.
She was leading in the way that she thought she was supposed to lead, big and in charge.
Right.
And you have to teach people, or at the very best, I think now we get to hire people who have a different approach.
That's very interesting. You have such a strong culture already in place, and you have this great environment. You see it, I see it even when I'm just sitting out in the lobby still after all these years, people saying hi and saying hi to me. Who am I? I'm just sitting in your big new lobby.
Isn't that Mike Martin? That's what they're saying.
No, it didn't seem that, but if it was, it was great, well planted. But it's very genuine. And so I'm wondering how much of just creating this right environment, I make this big deal as to when you think about this concept of a motenashi, it's the host, the leader, it's the team member, but it's also this environment you're in. And so maybe talk a little bit about the role that kind of this already embedded environment that you have here at O.C.Tanner does to help these new leaders, in those 3 months really kind of become who you need them to become here.
Yeah, I think one of the thinkings that led to the strongest growth in interpersonal interactions that we did. I know I should be pushing your book, but it was the Arbinger book, Leadership and Self-Deception. And people often at a conference, I'll say, what's the best book you've ever read? And I'll always say, other than the scriptures, best thing I've ever read, the most impactful thing I've ever read in my life is Leadership and Self-Deception. And we trained all of our people on it, and we continue to train them on it. And, it's just this notion that I don't have to have conflict. I don't have to have trouble with you. If there's something wrong between us, well, I can fix it. I can't fix you, but I can fix my side of the deal. If we have a negative interaction, it doesn't have to impact how I feel today. And just people taking ownership for how they feel and how they think of other people was a big step forward for us. More of an outward mindset. How can I help you? What do you need from me? That's really fills our thinking every day here.
Yeah, way back when you were talking, the coaching camp time, we brought a group of executives from all over Canada and North America, and being able to sit and how, what the impact it had on a couple of the very, very successful but influential and maybe the in the box, not out of the box, kind of thinking was very powerful. I remember them taking that away, not knowing what to do with it, but being impressed that this was something that was inhibiting, their ability to engage and really align their people like they saw when we went out there. And I'm assuming you get that a lot, where when people walk around, it's almost a not believing what they're seeing a bit of like, what's really going on here? Because it can't just be these fundamental things you're doing to take care of people and to consider them and to put them into a position to succeed.
I actually had a classic interaction with a big corporate auditor. One of our clients sent an auditor out here, and he wanted to visit teams and see what production was like. And I was taking him around, and I took him to like 5 different teams. And he said, I want to see someone in another building. So we walked over to our other building. I walked up to the team, and he looks in there, and they look like all the other teams. Everyone's smiling, laughing, talking, working. And he finally said, I've had enough of this. I feel like you're just setting me up. I'm seeing a play everywhere I go. I want to talk to real people. Okay, tell you what, here's a list of all my teams. You point at any one of them. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. I think people do have it hard. They have a hard time believing that, is it really that good? Are people really this good to each other? Do they like being here that much? And that is something that people have a hard time wrapping their minds around. when people come on any of our paid tours, we say, we'll go out on the floor and I'll say, go talk to people. Anybody you want to. I don't care where you go, who you talk to, what you ask them, and then come back and we'll talk. And they're gone for like 5 minutes. And I have a hard time getting them back. And then when they come back, they've all got the same look on their face, like, I can't believe it. The accountability, the ownership, the camaraderie, the good feelings that are in there, the tenure, it's amazing. Like, yeah, now let's talk. Let's talk about how to do that. That's always the first thing we do, because it really makes them more pliable.
Interesting. And what are some of the big differences between maybe when they come on site, what they're expecting, or maybe what they've done in the past, and then they're hit with this, okay, wait a minute, I just spent 5 minutes out there. What am I seeing here? This is different. What are some of the big opportunities or gaps you see maybe in what you're doing here versus the mindset either they brought in or how they've been taught to do it?
That's a great question. I think the biggest difference in mindset is people who come haven't really been looking at their people the way we see people here. And I think perhaps for the first time in their life, they're thinking, I've got untapped potential back home, and I haven't seen it. I haven't used it. I haven't tried to tap into it. And so I think for the first time they're seeing opportunity.
Interesting.
And a chance to do something different. Now the question of how to do that, I mean, that's, a lot of them, I feel like they leave like, oh, I'm going to go do this. And back, like, what do I do? I don't know how to do that. It's a lot of work.
Only 30 years though.
Yeah, it's 30 years of work.
Only 30 years of work.
That's right.
So speaking of that though, not the 30 years, but just this idea of how you see people, the importance of people. In the book, I make this big deal of this rightful priority, putting people before profit, or really understanding that focusing on people is how you get your best performance. And it strikes me listening to you talk about maybe the visitors that what I've seen is that maybe the emphasis is more on here's the process of improvement. And if you do that, you'll see performance. And somewhere along the line, it'll create a better environment for the people.
Yeah.
But they never quite get there, versus really, really take care of the people and put them into a position to succeed. Use the process to channel it, and you will get better performance.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that is the sequence. I definitely think you have to put the people first. You have to build in them the trust and the confidence, and then as they strive to make things better, they'll amaze you and astonish you.
Wasn't that awesome? Gary is so good at giving you the insights at a different point of view on how we do leadership here at O.C.Tanner.
Yeah, in the next video, we're going to talk about the challenges that we had during 2009. And the leaders were sitting in this room when they were talking about what to do. And the CEO said something that's really amazing. You got to stick around in the next video to hear about.
Absolutely. And as we do that, we'll get to learn how empowering our people really leads to them driving their own improvements here at O.C.Tanner. And you'll get to figure out exactly how we do that.
And just like with all our other videos, you got to like and subscribe so that you can get connected with the next video in the series.
Hope to see you then.
It's going to be good. Yeah, I remember that first coaching session I had with one of my team members. Yikes, I could have handled that one better.
Oh, the mistakes of times past.
Yeah, the mistakes of times past.
We have no weaknesses. None. We are perfect.
We were already great leaders.
We've been great.
We're very humble. I've never held one of these before. That is so cool. Number 62.
I didn't wave this time.